Today I'm gonna show you how to get colored shadows photography. And I'll show you my backstage, my camera settings and how I edit the photos. We're started right now. Hello, my name is Alexandra Groa. In this channel I talk about photography tips, lighting techniques and picture editing. If you learn photography, please subscribe to my channel because I have many interesting videos for you. Alright, what is colored shadows photography? If you put three color filters, cyan, magenta, yellow or red, green, blue on the three light sources, you will get colored shadows. When this filters overlaps, the color turns white. I will not go into the theory how this happens, just look at the examples of my photos. I used three studio strobes that placed next to each other. A color filter was attached to the all flashes. As I said, it was magenta, yellow and cyan. My model stands next to a white paper background, and I asked my model to become very close to the background because I want to see the shadows into the frame. There was different studio modifiers on each flashes, because I have different studio modifiers in my home studio. So it was barn doors, it was simple reflector, and it was bare flash studio light. I just wanted to direct the light more to the models and less to the rest of the room. Because it was a small space, I don't want to reflect the light into the walls. So I used what I had in my studio. I don't have black flags for negative fields, so the shadows are lighter in the photo, but I'll show you how I fix it in post-production. Okay, I used Nikon D810 with 50mm and 85mm lenses. I also have 105 lens from my macro and beauty photography, but I will not tell you about that lens on that video because I shoot the photos of this video only with 50mm and 85mm. At my home studio, I use flashes of the company Godox and the color filters from the company Never. They sell on Amazon, and all the links to everything I mentioned in this video you can find in the description box below. To learn how to grow your photography style, make sure you click my last video about low-key photography right here. As you see, I was using not cyan but light blue filter because I don't have cyan color gel in my studio. But the result was the one I hoped for because I get a neutral color. By the way, note that I'm using a hard light for these techniques. With soft light, you don't have such sharply defined shadows. Next photo. The lighting diagram was the same, but what I did differently, in front of the model face I placed a black paper. I just took a piece of black paper with actually a paper background, black paper background, and I cut such a hole with the knife and the scissors. I think that the shadows look like from the stained glass window, and I really like these effects. Okay, let's jump into the editing. First of all, I duplicate a background layer. Then I go to the filter Liquify. And here I'm making some corrections. With the body, with the hairs, with clothes, and press OK. Then I duplicate this layer again, create a new adjustment layer, channel mixer, and go to the blue filter, black and white. It is helper layer and I will delete it later. After that, I works with patch tool and spot healing brush tool. I clear the blemishes and straight hairs. I create a new curves layer, it's adjustment layer, and it is a helper layer too. I add just a little bit of darkness to the photo because I want to see all the blemishes and all the details that I need to fix. Then I delete these helps layers and flatten the image. Then I make frequency separation layers. If you want to know more about frequency separation, please check my video about that. I work with the texture on the texture layers, and after that I work with the color on the color layer. That's the before and the after. Then I create layers, curves and vibrance. For my eyes I want to add more color and more contrast. Then I want to brighten the eyes, so I make an adjustment layer by curves, and by dragging the point up I will lighten the image, so I want to lighten eyes a little bit. I mean iris a little bit. Then I create a new adjustment layer with hue saturation, and I need raise redness in the eyes. Flatten the image. Then I create luminosity mask on the channels, and I start working with the volume on the image. I want to increase the highlights, and I want to darken the shadows. Then I make a mask for midtones. I make selection for highlights, I make a selection for shadows, and I also make a selection for midtones. In midtones I add contrast separately in each channel. Then I make a selection for the hairs. I want to add more highlights in the hair. Then I make a selection for eyelashes and eyebrows. And I make also more shadows on the oval of the face. That I did on a soft light layer with 50% gray. And after that I make a dodgy burn to all my image on a soft light layer. I also add more highlights on the eyes on that layer. Then I move the black and white points using levels. I make selection for the subject, and after that I want to make more colors and more contrast to the shadows in my image. Not to the subject, but only to the shadows. And I clean the background again. Now I make dodgy burn layers and clean the skin more carefully. After that I add a contrast, and I want to add a little bit of color, so I create a new adjustment layer via gradient map. I choose purple orange color. After that I make a selection to the face and to the hands, because I don't want to add the color to the face, to the skin. And I reduce a little bit opacity. After that I check on black point and white point against via levels. And that's before and the after. The next video will be about 15mm and 85mm lens. Subscribe if you want to enjoy photography and want to see more. And I'll see you in the next.